Welcome back to the show. We were speaking about Parsvnath's numbers. We should pull that stock up for you actually. The revenues have been lower compared to what they did last quarter. Their revenues came in at about 198 crores versus 257 crores last quarter. The management, Mr. Pradeep Jain, the chairman of Parsvnath Developers, joins us now. Mr. Jain, good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining in. On the revenue front, you've done lower than what you did last quarter, whereas on the profit front, it's been really smart for you on a sequential basis. Just take us through your numbers this time around and what kind of average realizations you've seen both in the luxury segment and affordable housing?
Sure. As compared to Q1, the Q2 definitely the consolidated revenue little lower than the last quarter. But if you see, our bottom line is substantially increased. You know, in the last quarter, we launched a couple of new products, out of which we are able to get the higher revenue, and the construction revenue also we complete one of the project out of which we raise the the top line. And in this quarter, the basically out of 198 crore rupees, the construction revenue is only 30 crore, and the rest of the money comes out of our execution of our ongoing project. And here I like to mention, the company focusing on 80 million square feet area, which is on fast track on completion. We are not focusing towards new launches or new sales. In this quarter, we are able to raise this out of 198 crore, around 168 crore out of our ongoing projects, and the margins keep increasing on quarter-on-quarter basis since we are completing the project and offering the project to our consumer. And the other side, like in this quarter, we execute about 1.3 million square feet as against 1.2 million square feet of the earlier quarter. If you see on year-on-year basis, the substantial growth, and if you see on half-yearly basis, the last half year, it was 288 crore as against 455 crore of this year. And the EBITDA 178 crore as against 126 crore of the last year. And the PBT 70 as against 78 crore, 139 crore. And I like to mention, out of this, the 25 crore rupees last year added out of the security sale. If you compare with that, this quarter and this half year substantially improved as compared to the previous year.
Okay, just to get one more number out of you, Mr. Jain, you said you sold about 1.3 million square feet versus 0.7 million square feet that you sold last quarter. So that would be higher. What was your average realizations per square feet? I didn't get that number.
See, I said 1.3 million square feet execution as against 1.2 million execution last quarter.
Okay.
In this quarter, we booked the new sale 1.4 million square feet, and that comes majorly out of our Delhi project, out of civil lines, around 200 crore rupees, the area which we sold into that project in the rate of around 11 to 12,000 rupees a square feet, and some other housing project, and our tier 3, the Ujjain township, we sold about 500,000 square feet plotted development into that.
Tell us about the Delhi railway land then, Mr. Jain. You've emerged as the highest bidder for that. When do you expect the deal to be signed, and how will you cough up these funds?
See, this project just 4.5 kilometers from Connaught Place towards west of Delhi before Karol Bagh, and that we file a tender, we declare as a highest bidder, and we offer to the RLDA 1,651.51 crore. And as per our internal assessment, we are able to develop around 5 odd million square feet area into this complex, which includes around 4.5 million square feet luxury premium residential, along with 500,000 square feet of the commercial and the hotel and the other services. To fund this project, we backed by Redford Capital. They are with us. We tied up with them prior to tender. And in next 18 months, we require to pay, say, 380 odd crore rupees, which includes 20% to be paid to RLDA within 90 days, the day they give us the acceptance, and the rest of the money we use for sanction and the other thing. Out of that 380 crore rupees, 270 crore rupees, the Redford Capital going to be invest, and 110 crore rupees, Parsvnath going to be invest. and the Parsvnath owned 51% equity into this project, and the Red Fort Capital owned 49% equity. And in this project, we tied up with the Red Fort Capital only on pure equity basis. There is no pref or any kind of the structured transaction into it.
Okay, and one last word then. There is some talk that you're looking to tie up more funds and you're talking to a whole host of PE players for a new project that you have. Tell us what project is this, and are you indeed talking to PE players? What kind of funding would you require?
Sonia, this is, the continuous process with the company. This is the, the fifth investment with Parsvnath Developer. The earlier, the Red Fort, they have invested twice in the Lato Picana. Sun Apollo, they have invested out of our Gurgaon project. Red Fort invested out of our Bhai Singh and in this project. And wherever the private equity investor feel the confidence on a project and the company feel the value addition, we will continue with partnering with the private equity investors. Since the private equity investor, I feel they understand the corporate governance and compliance and execution capability of the company.
Right. All right, Mr. Jain, thanks so much for joining us on the show with all of the details from the numbers this time around. Very good set of numbers. On the operating profit margin front, they've done 63.9% or 64% rather on an OPM front versus about 42% last time. And their net profit figure too has surged to close to about 50 crores versus about 31 crores that they did last quarter. And they indeed have bagged that big land, of which out of the 380 crores that they have to pay to Delhi, they about 274 crores will be paid by Red Fort Capital, and the rest will be ploughed in by them as well. I'm talking about that 38-acre railway land that they bagged. We'll slip into a short break on that note. Been a very disappointing session for the market. A big